Previously, after leaving the space of the White Wing, Luo Feng unexpectedly discovered another mysterious passage, very likely the very path through which the White Wing had drifted out. Driven by curiosity and wary of being discovered by others, he decided to venture deeper inside. Beginning a perilous exploration, the dark red passage led him through regions of terrifying heat, where even a universe venerable could be incinerated in an instant. The deeper he went, the harsher the environment became, forcing Luo Feng to rely entirely on the star tower to survive. After traveling for dozens of light years, a vast lava world gradually revealed itself, a place where space was completely sealed. Teleportation was impossible, and countless deadly dangers lurked. But even that was not the most frightening part. Strange stone pillars appeared, each grain of sand upon them containing its own independent space. On their surfaces were deeply embedded claw marks emitting an unusual aura. In an environment where even a universe master could be burned to ashes, Luo Feng immediately deduced that the being who left these marks was no ordinary expert, most likely a universe supreme master. Upon closer inspection, he noticed a special grain within one of the claw marks. When he used the star tower to make contact, he was pulled into a hidden space within it. This space was far cooler than the outside, appearing desolate with endless mountains and land. However, when he deployed his Golden Kingdom to investigate, he realized it was far from simple. The matter here behaved normally, unlike the unique properties of the Feng realm, indicating that this was an independent hidden space with secrets yet to be uncovered. After searching, Luo Feng reached a cliff face and discovered two extremely valuable items. The first was a green pillar engraved with strange beasts, an access token of the universe boat, capable of reducing danger when entering this forbidden region, even providing a private cultivation space. The second was a silk map, woven from incredibly rare materials. Not only could it stabilize the mind, but it also contained a detailed map of the universe boat, marking dangerous areas and ways to avoid them. From this, Luo Feng understood that the value of this map was immense, rivaling even top-tier treasures. Through these discoveries, he gained a deeper understanding of the universe boat, one of the three great forbidden lands of the universe ocean. It had existed since extremely ancient times, was unimaginably vast, and its environment was so dangerous that even universe supreme masters could perish within it. Yet at the same time, it contained countless treasures that drove all factions into a frenzy of competition. At that moment, the cliff before him lit up, revealing the images of two ancient experts, Xianxia and Zhen Lin. Through will transmission, they explained that the two items Luo Feng had obtained were merely keys. Xianxia had left all his wealth, inheritance, and lifelong efforts within a space inside the universe boat, carrying only his most powerful treasure as he ventured into reincarnation. He did not force successors, but hoped that those who came after could inherit and develop the ultimate techniques he had created. Zhen Lin also revealed that she had left an inheritance nearby, but warned that the area was extremely dangerous, so much so that even universe supreme masters could fall. Finding it would depend entirely on strength and luck. From their words, Luo Feng learned that both had lived through nearly 3 reincarnation eras and had reached the limits of their lifespan, forcing them to risk entering reincarnation in hopes of achieving eternal existence. If successful, they could establish a new Holy Land universe. After leaving their final messages, the two figures disappeared. Standing before the cliff, Luo Feng was stunned to realize that he had unknowingly obtained a heaven-defying opportunity, a key to the complete legacy of a universe supreme master. Far beyond anything he had ever imagined, he pondered the concept of entering reincarnation, a great secret of the universe ocean seemingly tied to eternal existence. However, he quickly recognized how far he still was from that level and set the thought aside to focus on his current path. After confirming that there was nothing else special within the grain space, Luo Feng departed using the star tower. He continued exploring the lava region briefly, but since it was already within the central zone, extremely dangerous even for universe supreme masters, he chose not to take further risks. Obtaining Xianxia's relics was already a great fortune. Going deeper out of greed could lead to certain death. Thus, he safely retraced his path. Returning to Earth, Luo Feng did not immediately resume cultivation. Instead, he spent time observing ordinary life. In a restaurant, he listened to conversations among human elites to better understand the development of Earth's lineage. There, he reunited with his old friend Wei Wen. They spoke as naturally as before, despite Luo Feng's vastly elevated status. Although Luo Feng encouraged Wei Wen to break through soon, Wei Wen preferred to cultivate steadily at his own pace. This encounter showed that Luo Feng still valued his old friendships and remained sincere toward them. Afterward, Luo Feng began seriously contemplating his future path. He identified 3 key objectives. First, to subdue the White Wing, which would require his willpower to reach the level of a Universe Supreme Master. Second, to locate the treasure left by Jia Fanzi deep within the Universe Boat. And third, to consider the matter of sitting mountain guest. Although he respected his master, he remained cautious, sensing that the guidance and treasures he had received might conceal deeper intentions. He then formulated a plan, refining his willpower while continuing to explore the Universe Boat for opportunities. However, he understood the dangers of the 3 great forbidden lands and resolved to gather sufficient information before acting. Avoiding reckless risks, he also speculated that the core regions likely contained many relics left behind by fallen Universe Supreme Masters, especially those who had failed in their attempt to enter reincarnation. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the Universe Ocean, Chaos City Lord was challenged by an expert from the Purple Moon Holy Land. Despite the opponent using powerful secret techniques from the start, Chaos City Lord easily suppressed and defeated him, demonstrating terrifying strength. As a result, he was widely regarded as one of the most promising candidates to become a Universe Supreme Master, attracting challengers from various holy lands. Soon after, major news spread. Giant Axe Founder had successfully bound a most powerful supreme treasure. This was a monumental event for humanity, greatly exciting universe masters such as Luo Feng, Dark Lord, and Void Gold Lord. It signified a massive increase in humanity's overall strength. Ever since the suppression of the original ancestor, humanity had lived cautiously under pressure from races like the Demon Race, Bug Race, and Machine Race. Thus, Giant Axe Founder obtaining such a treasure not only boosted his personal power but also strengthened humanity's position, forcing other factions to be wary. However, to maximize strategic advantage, the news was kept secret for the time being. Notably, the treasure he obtained was an axe, perfectly aligned with his cultivation path, allowing his combat power to rise to an entirely new level far beyond before. During the celebratory gathering of universe masters within the virtual universe, the atmosphere was filled with excitement. Chaos City Lord provided Luo Feng with a more detailed map of the Universe Boat, while Luo Feng shared his own great opportunity, the silk map left behind by a previous era Universe Supreme Master, detailing the core regions of the Universe Boat. Its value was immense, comparable to all the data humanity had accumulated over countless years, astonishing the other Universe Masters. This also clarified that maps of such forbidden lands were top-level secrets, shared only among leadership. Those who carried such maps were individuals extremely confident in their survival abilities. Typically, Universe Masters are higher. In recognition of Luo Feng's contribution, Giant Axe Founder personally acknowledged him and intended to reward him. However, due to limited resources accumulated over countless years, the reward could only be moderate. Still, he emphasized a key principle: the stronger one is, the more one must contribute. He also encouraged Luo Feng to grow quickly and take on greater responsibilities, deepening Luo Feng's understanding of the burdens borne by leaders like Giant Axe Founder and Chaos City Lord. Later, while studying the Universe Boat's records, Luo Feng discovered a crucial detail. Access tokens were clearly ranked black, green, and silver. The green token, which led to Jia Fanzi's treasure, was located deep within extremely dangerous regions, typically accessible only to Universe Supreme Masters. Even Chaos City Lord could not guarantee safe entry, let alone Luo Feng at his current level. Despite this, after some time reflecting on Earth, Luo Feng refused to give up. He understood that great opportunities always came with great risks. Thus, he chose to leave the original universe alone and re-enter the Universe Ocean. Amid the chaotic currents, he continuously teleported, leaving countless afterimages as he headed straight for the Universe Boat. Compared to his first visit to the Qingfeng realm, his strength had improved significantly, having absorbed a large amount of origin energy from the White Wing space. The Shi Wu wings had nearly fully recovered, unleashing terrifying power. Combined with the Flame Sand Cup and his miniature universe, Luo Feng now held complete initiative, able to fight or retreat at will. He was filled with anticipation, as his goal this time was not to seize treasures but to temper his will and reach the level of a universe supreme master, enabling him to one day return and reclaim the White Wing. His primary destination was the sky-piercing Demon Pillars, a colossal structure of 16 stone pillars supporting a special space. Werewolf attacks were extremely powerful and time flowed faster the deeper one went, greatly accelerating cultivation. Still, he did not entirely ignore other opportunities, such as the Kashen Temple, the greatest treasure vault of the primordial star, which could open when all 36 Kashen stones were gathered. Luo Feng already possessed one, but knew it would be difficult to return in time if he ventured too deep into the universe boat. Thus, he stored it within his divine kingdom, prepared to entrust it to his master if necessary. After a long, monotonous journey through the universe ocean, where little changed beyond chaotic currents, encountering a natural wormhole felt like a rare highlight. Luo Feng immediately entered it to shorten his journey, and after about 12 days, he finally approached the universe boat once more. The moment he saw it with his own eyes, even though he had already learned about it from prior records, he still couldn't help but feel shaken. Before him was a colossal ship, heavily damaged, its size far beyond imagination. The hull was riddled with cracks, as if it had endured countless terrifying battles. Surrounding it were violent energy phenomena, flames, ice, lightning, storms, light, all interwoven, forming a true forbidden zone. Massive fragments drifted endlessly at high speed, like remnants of a distant ancient era. But what shocked Luo Feng the most lay beneath it. A gigantic miniature universe was being devoured by the universe boat. He immediately realized the extraordinary nature of this existence. Only a miniature universe could absorb and transform chaotic airflow into origin energy. Yet the universe boat not only achieved this, but could even swallow another miniature universe. This made him feel that the universe boat was almost on par with the very origin of a universe. And its origin itself was a mystery far beyond current understanding. After calming himself, Luo Feng continued deeper into the region of debris. These fragments, regardless of size, all carried terrifying pressure and were invisibly connected to the main body, making them impossible for any expert to take away or destroy. The raging winds here were strong enough to tear apart neutron stars, constantly lashing against his body, but with his current strength, they felt like a gentle breeze. While moving forward, Luo Feng unexpectedly encountered Icepeak Lord. The two had a fairly close relationship, so they quickly began conversing. From this, Luo Feng learned that the reason so many human experts had appeared in the universe boat was due to the detailed map he himself had contributed. The map was extremely valuable, opening up many previously unexplored regions, prompting experts to seize the opportunity. At the same time, the giant axe founder had just obtained a peak-tier true treasure within the inner region and was on his way here, causing humanity's strategic focus to temporarily shift from the tilted peak sector to the universe boat. The two entered a temple located within a crack of the ship, where Virtual Gold Lord and Zhenma Lord of the Han Alliance were already present. There, Icepeak Lord reminded Luo Feng that although the Han Alliance was an alliance, foreign races were not entirely trustworthy. They might leak information for their own benefit. It was an important lesson in the fiercely competitive environment of the universe ocean. While waiting for other experts to gather, Luo Feng spoke privately with Virtual Gold Lord to inquire about the whereabouts of his elder brother, Hong. He learned that although Hong had a slow start, his potential was extraordinary, and he grew stronger rapidly over time. Now, Hong had become an undying king-level expert, known as the Illusion Realm King, and was being personally nurtured by the giant axe founder within his miniature universe. Because he was inside a miniature universe, Luo Feng couldn't contact him. However, Virtual Gold Lord also expressed concern for Luo Feng, warning him that the universe boat, especially the inner region, was extremely dangerous. If he encountered an expert with a stronger domain-type true treasure, even Luo Feng's life-saving abilities could be broken. Chaos City leader gave similar instructions, strictly warning him not to enter the inner region without sufficient strength. After nearly a month, a total of 16 universe lords from the Han Alliance gathered and set out. They split into two groups. One continued exploring the outer region, while the other ventured into the dangerous inner region. Although advised otherwise, Luo Feng maintained his own plans, outwardly choosing to remain in the outer region. In the end, he decided to act alone. His destination was the sky-piercing demon pillar, where he intended to temper his will and prepare for deeper plans. According to the map, his chosen path contained 892 dangerous zones. Some sections allowed teleportation, while others required slow flight to avoid risks. It would take hundreds of years to arrive. Leaving the temple, Luo Feng continuously teleported and eventually entered a massive crack in the universe boat. To ensure safety, he immediately deployed his Golden Kingdom, expanding it to a range of 80 light-years for detection. However, its effectiveness was limited. Many areas were completely covered by snow and couldn't be penetrated. And even within range there were over 1,000 anomalies interfering with detection. Soon, danger appeared. Silent ice blades tore through space toward him, each strike carrying the power of a full-force attack from a universe lord. At first, Luo Feng used his Golden Kingdom to deflect them, but as their numbers increased, he had to deploy the Flame Sand Cup, forming a sea of fire to assist. Even so, it couldn't fully neutralize the threat. He then changed tactics, condensing all flames into a massive blade over 100 million kilometers long. With immense will and divine power, he unleashed a full-force strike, cleaving through the storm of ice blades and opening a path. Yet this was only the beginning. Over the next 21 years, Luo Feng faced countless life and death situations in the inner region. Sometimes even the Golden Kingdom and Flame Blade were useless, forcing him to rely on the Star Tower to endure attacks. He realized that to survive long-term, a top-tier palace-type true treasure was essential. Later, he entered a Black Ocean region where things became easier. Using his Golden Kingdom, he identified safe zones and teleported to avoid danger. But this didn't last long. Ahead lay the Extinction God Ravine, one of the most dangerous regions along the route. Above it was a sea of lava constantly raining molten rock. Below, an endless black stone land. Falling rocks could easily kill a universe lord. But the true threat was the lava demon gods, gigantic beings nearly 100 billion kilometers tall. Indestructible and unmatched in combat power. Even universe's strongest experts were inferior to them in direct confrontation. Despite the danger, Luo Feng entered carefully, hoping to avoid the 9 lava demon gods in the area. However, after 11 days, he was discovered by a hidden expert, Yan Tuo, a famous existence from the First Universe era and a member of the ancestral god religion. He recognized Luo Feng as the Silver-Winged Lord, a rising human universe lord possessing powerful silver wings that controlled space and time. Yan Tuo, a rare special life form resembling a child, possessed terrifying strength. He demanded Luo Feng hand over the wings. Luo Feng refused and counterattacked by accelerating a massive falling celestial body to over 100 times the speed of light. But Yan Tuo used the Gold Beast God technique, transforming into a colossal one-horned golden lizard. Instead of dodging, he collided head-on, using the rebound to accelerate toward Luo Feng. As the battle intensified, a disaster struck. A massive lava vortex formed in the sky, creating violent winds spanning light years. Each moment inside was like being attacked continuously by a universe lord. Yan Tuo thrived in this environment, even using it to his advantage. He grabbed a billion-kilometer-long celestial body, accelerated it, and hurled it at Luo Feng. The resulting collision caused a devastating explosion. Seizing the moment, Yan Tuo closed in. His massive claw tore through the debris and struck directly at Luo Feng, forcing him into an extremely dangerous situation between a deadly environment and a nearly indestructible opponent. However, Luo Feng reacted instantly. A dazzling silver flash appeared as his 4 wings spread wide, their edges as sharp as blades, clashing head-on with the opponent's claw. The collision was violent, sending both sides flying backward. From this exchange, Luo Feng realized even more clearly the power of his silver wings. To him, they were not merely defensive or auxiliary treasures, their true nature was that of a complete weapon. The white wing segment formed the sharpest blade, while the rest served as structure and support. Although damaged, after absorbing energy, the wings were still comparable to top-tier true treasures when used offensively. Without hesitation, Luo Feng drew his battle blade and charged forward. Within the overlapping effects of the Sea of Fire and the Golden Kingdom, he unleashed a powerful technique, striking directly at the golden lizard's head. The impact cracked its defenses, though the recoil sent both of them flying apart again amid countless high-speed fragments. Even so, The one-horned lizard quickly realized that Luo Feng relied on layered domain enhancements to match him. Growing more confident that Luo Feng could not survive long in this deadly region. In contrast, Luo Feng remained calm. He knew he had not yet used his full strength. His Golden Kingdom, if fully unleashed, could reach an extremely high level, but he chose not to reveal it too early. Deciding not to prolong the fight, Luo Feng condensed the Sea of Fire into a massive flaming blade to hold his opponent back. Then retreated at high speed. During the retreat, he quickly saw through Yan Tuo's scheme. The opponent was deliberately driving him toward the center of the lava vortex, where an invisible destructive force could kill most universe lords. Having already known this secret, Luo Feng avoided the trap and even exposed it, shocking and angering Yan Tuo. At that moment, another unexpected event occurred. From beneath the disturbed black rock, a damaged dark blue ship gradually emerged. Despite its damage, its aura was extremely powerful. It was clearly a top-tier palace-type true treasure. Realizing the rare opportunity, both Luo Feng and Yan Tuo rushed to seize it. Thanks to his superior domain control and closer position, Luo Feng acted first, binding the ship with golden light and pulling it toward himself before quickly claiming ownership. Yan Tuo was furious. He had waited a long time for such an opportunity in this region, only to see it taken before his eyes. Just as Luo Feng was still pleased with this unexpected gain, two experts from the iGod race were drawn by the disturbance and rushed over. They not only noticed the treasure ship, but also recognized Luo Feng, the silver-winged lord, signaling that an even more dangerous struggle was about to begin.